Welcome to the Whiskey Chasers, where we talk about our passion for whiskey and its history, either amongst ourselves or while interviewing distilleries, all while enjoying a glass. I'm Steve.
I'm Nick.
And I'm Chris.
Please enjoy responsibly while enjoying this week's episode of the Whiskey Chasers.
We've all had this bottle, we've had travelers, just not travelers.
Not the foolproof.
Foolproof, yes.
I honestly didn't know that they did that.
It's pretty new. February 26th. So just a few months ago.
That was our only critique. I remember saying, and I wasn't the only one, that were like maybe more proof, which you actually don't see Buffalo Trace doing that kind of thing. Like coming out with something again, but with a higher proof. Like same name, same everything. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, I guess for Buffalo Trace, you haven't seen it, but like Weller, they do it. They do it for Blanton's. They do it for Benchmark. They do it for 1792.
A foolproof version of the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Well, they're foolproof and Blanton's straight from the barrel.
That's the other strange part about this, is they're all coming out around the same proof for the foolproofs for each offering. So like Weller, 1792. I don't know that they do a Blanton's foolproof, but like...
Well, they do
straight from the barrel.
Which,
right.
Same diff.
But that one would be like cask strength.
Yeah. Right.
Whereas foolproof is very different from cask strength in the sense that it comes out, they bottle it at the same proof point they put it in the barrel. And all the stuff that comes out as foolproof out of Sazerac is all 120. I don't know if you noticed this or not. That's all 120 proof.
Sorry, I'm just rubbing it out. Rubbing the tobacco out.
What are we smoking?
We're going to smoke some Sun Bear.
Sun Bear.
There's the bottle for you, Chris. And if you notice the price tag, it's not a bad price or foolproof.
Yeah, that's exciting. I'm going to pour that in a minute.
Really not a bad price.
Yeah, Sun Bear. This one's from 2020. Just going to be, it just smells great. So once I get it rubbed out a little bit.
Rub it out. And then this is another one of our celebrity bottles. Yeah. So this is Chris Stapleton, who is a country singer. He started out in bluegrass, though. He did bluegrass for a long time and then switched over to
Stapleton?
Country. Yeah. So his band was called the Steel Wheels.
The Steel
Wheels. And they were a pretty awesome bluegrass band.
I saw some of his older stuff, his videos.
It's really good stuff. And he did a lot of the writing. And he was famous for writing in Nashville long before he got famous as a singer. So he's been a songwriter for a long time. He's written songs for George Strait. He's written songs for Kenny Chesney, all those guys. So he's been around a long time.
Which is amazing. When you hear his voice and you're like, well,
why in the world were you not a singer?
Yeah, you can clearly make it just on your voice.
And so, he came out, though, and he kind of still came out of nowhere. His album Traveler won a Grammy.
Oh, that's what this is. That's what this name is after?
His album. Yeah.
I didn't realize
it was his first, well-known album. It won a Grammy. And it won it in, I want to say it was 2010. That seems early. Maybe 2012. I'll have to look it up. But he still, there was nothing on the radio. He was not a well-known person by any means. Okay. Which the Grammys is a good place to find new music. Interestingly,
the Grammys is one of the last, I'm doing the air quotes thing, award shows that actually is legit, in my opinion. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it's good. It's music, and it's not based on radio play or anything like that. I'm not sure what the qualifications are to win Grammy of Album of the Year, Country Album of the Year. But to have that album, and there's been other examples of this where the album is kind of like an indie album. Nobody really knows about it. It's not popular.
You got to be in on the end.
You got to be kind of in on it.
But it stays away. It's still kind of shielded from some of the external influences, political and just cultural influences, I feel like. Whereas with some of the movies, the whatchamacallit, AMC and awards and all that, those other
like a
awards.
Golden Globe.
Yeah, the movies and stuff. I think that's a little bit more. Sometimes you're like, how did they win? How did that movie win?
Where'd they come from?
It's popular, right? It was popular.
Okay. Yeah.
Where I don't feel like music doesn't really get that kind of influence. It's whether it's objectively good or not is what they're gonna go after, as far as the award goes. It feels that way, at least. Yeah. It feels more of a genuine award show. So winning a Grammy, I think, holds a little bit more clout than some of the other awards that's out there. What are the other one? Oscars. Oscars
Yeah.
is the other one I'm thinking of.
okay. Yeah.
Oscars, and then there's other ones.
Yeah, Oscars is one of those where you may not have heard of the people winning it, but they're just super artsy. So like you have to be like a cinephile to really appreciate it and like them.
Okay.
Like there's been a few years of like Oscar winners, and they're like super artsy movies. And so like if you're really into film, you might really understand it and like it. But like an everyday person isn't gonna like love this.
Right. Well, I guess to kind of push my point is, I mean, there's a lot of times that even they will say, well, it won because of this aspect.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, that's good. That's cool. But it's not winning based on its own merits. You know what I mean? It's because it's advantageous here or there, or it's culturally present or whatever. But I feel like with music, it's kind of like, if it's not good, it's still not going to win. You know what I mean? A little bit more authentic.
So Stapleton's been around for forever. I knew him as a bluegrass singer and then as a songwriter. And then when Traveler came out was the first time he kind of went off on his own. And now he's just taken off.
Has his voice changed? Like his style music with the
his style of music has changed
with the
but
style.
His voice hasn't. Okay. I think that the songs that he becomes more known for are the ones where he's really showing off his vocal talent. So like Tennessee Whiskey or any of those songs, he is showing like his range and he's doing a lot of runs and like really showing off his vocals. Whereas when he was doing more bluegrass, he was showing off his writing.
And he was joining in. There was other people singing.
Yeah, there was others with him and everything.
Trying to harmonize.
He was a band aspect versus a solo aspect. And so he was more showing off his writing talents there. Now, if you buy his albums, he's still very much an amazing songwriter.
His music just sounds more confident. Yeah. Doesn't it?
Yeah, I would say that.
I think it's probably just because he's on his own. Like, as far as singing, he's like on his own.
Interesting. Now, the controversy the rumor, I guess, that surrounds this bottle that a lot of Chris Stapleton and whiskey drinker fans had an issue with was that apparently the rumor is that Chris Stapleton is not a drinker. Right. But then came out with his bottle.
Well, he also has that song Tennessee Whiskey, though. Like, he's got some songs about drinking.
He tried a lot of these. So
the idea being that a non-drinker came out with a bottle line, is this really his, or is this just Buffalo Trace?
But who says he's a non-drinker?
Yeah, I don't think he's a non-drinker.
Okay.
That's
I can't find anything for it or against it. That's why.
Well, the stories that I've heard on how this bottle came to be come from Chris Stapleton. Yeah. So, there might be some embellishment there. But it involves him trying multiple variations. Okay. He's usually drinking and has been a big whiskey fan for a long time. He likes Buffalo Trace products. He tends to like higher proof products. So higher proof things were kind of his jam for a long time. Then when Buffalo Trace approached him and said, "Hey, I'd like you to maybe do this," he said, "Sure, but it's Buffalo Trace, so they're not going to come out with a high proof, kind of thing." So they went back and forth. He tried a bunch of stuff and sampled it, and they came out with Traveler. This bottle came about because after shows and stuff, you drink also with them. So the drinking thing seems to be a thing for him.
Okay, so it's just a rumor that was it was
that seems to be something from something else. Now maybe he's had alcohol problems in the past and he stopped for a while or whatever. Now he's more together, but but backstage, Buffalo Trace was sending him stuff to sample to maybe expand this line. And so him and his band sat together and tried, 4 or 5 different samples that Buffalo Trace gave him of a foolproof. Okay. And this is the one that they chose. So he did have a part in those.
Right. It seems like he has a pretty big part in that. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay. Now, did you find out the rough mash bill or the rough blend in here? Because before you say it, before you say the rough blend, what did we hear or think that Traveler's Whiskey was a blend of when we first had it? Do you remember?
What we originally thought it was a blend of?
Yeah.
I can't remember if we ever... I mean, I have a guess now, but I don't know if that's what I said then. What
would you say now?
I'll tell you that we don't really know. So I don't have an answer. But what do you think?
As far as their recipes go...
Because it's supposedly, it's not a bourbon, it's an American whiskey.
Right,
so
it's a blend.
It's a blend of whiskeys.
I mean, it's always been a little bit more edgy than their normal mash bill, like Buffalo Trace mash bill or Blanton's and all that stuff. I remember saying something about Eagle Rare being blended with something else.
Okay.
But I don't, am I along the lines of what we said originally?
Maybe it's the something else that I remember more than anything else, which was possibly Canadian whiskey out of Sazerac.
Yeah,
especially at the lower proof. Like we kind of all had this idea that maybe Canadian whiskey was involved because it was so smooth and so sweet.
I thought you were I thought you were looking for something specific. But as far as the type of whiskey goes, Canadian, you're thinking Canadian and like a bourbon.
Yeah, we and then it speculated into, well, maybe this is Caribou Crossing blended with a Buffalo Trace product.
Yeah, well, like kind of like Eagle Rare.
Yes,
or the mash bill. Yeah, I remember the conversation. Yes. I don't know if it's the proof, but I'm not getting as much Canadian as I used to, though. Right. If that's the case, you know what I mean? Because that's why I wasn't thinking of that today when you said that. It's not sweet.
It's not the same. I got to try this one other time. Brendan actually brought it over a couple months ago and let me try it. I went through a bottle of Travelers, oh gosh, probably in 2 or 3 days, mowing and power washing the backyard in that flask cap, because it was next to nothing. You chill that thing and it's just easy going, easy drinking. And that's all it was to me. It was just simple. It was just easy, get rid of kind of thing. This guy packs a whole nother.
No, it's a bit of a punch.
This guy packs something else with it.
I mean, maybe if the proof wasn't as high, maybe I would think it's sweeter, but it's cutting that sweetness in a good way. I like it. Yeah. I mean, I really appreciate. To me, it's more like an unsweet tea, which I really appreciate. Always have. So even more floral.
I get floral notes out of it. I get that a lot. The only thing we know about the mash bill is that it is a combination of Sazerac products and no natural grain spirits.
Did you see what it's rumored? What it's now supposedly narrowed down to?
There's rumor of Canadian in it. But other than that,
but now it's changed.
Oh yeah.
Have you read up? So now it's changed. People are no longer thinking it's Canadian as much as an American single malt blend with
a whole lot of that. Do you get any of that?
It might explain the floral.
I'm not getting any aftertaste.
It does get floral. Like American single malt tends to have some floral and citrus notes.
But I don't know any single malt coming out of.
I mean, if that's the case, then sign me up, because this is pretty good for an American single malt blend.
I mean, maybe it's in there. Like, I'm not saying it's not in there at all. Well, but that's not the main thing.
That does bring up an interesting point. Has Buffalo Trace, Sazerac, have they done anything with American single malts? I don't think they have.
Not that I can think of.
Nothing big. If they have done, I don't know if they've done anything.
I don't think they have. If they have, I haven't heard of anything.
I mean, I don't know of anything off the top of my head.
Did we say what the proof point is on this?
120 proof.
We're listening. 120? Okay.
So all of Sazerac's full proof comes out at 120, because full proof is barrel entry. When they bottle it, it's barrel entry proof is what full proof means versus cask strength. So Buffalo Trace, Sazerac puts all of their stuff in at 120.
Even for Sazerac, I'm surprised I'm saying this, but it's actually drinking hotter than 120. Yeah. In like a good way. It's packing a wallop, which I've not said that about a Sazerac product in ever, maybe. Like, I mean, not that their products aren't flavorful, they are totally flavorful. But as far as like packing a real, like a gut punch, you know what I mean? Like, this thing's pretty proofy.
This thing's got some oomph to it. And the fact that we've had 2 celebrity bottles now that are country singers that both have a backbone to it, I wasn't expecting. Because I view all country singers coming out of Tennessee, all Tennessee whiskey has no backbone. It is just sweet as can be, easy going, easy sipping. This is the last 2 we've had. They're friendly, but they also have a backbone to it that you go, "Ooh, okay. I might need to slow down and maybe smell the roses a little bit and enjoy this a little.
So Traveler first came out, and it was what,
90 proof.
90 proof.
Yeah.
Yep.
So did we talk about who was the idea behind the push? I mean, you said that Chris Stapleton likes proofier stuff, but who decided to make the push for a higher proof product?
So they agreed on together.
They did it.
Chris Wheatley is master distiller there at Sazerac. So the two of them created this, both Traveler and this one. As they were talking back and forth, Chris said he wanted something that maybe a little bit more proofy.
So he really does have a hand in it.
Yes, yeah. Like I said, these were sent to him, and he would try them after a concert and everything. So he had a pretty healthy hand in it.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Which I really appreciate.
Everything else is the same, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. From what I can tell, I mean, no. You mean the 90 proof in this one?
Yeah.
No. This
So-
is a
so
different
the blend
blend.
is
Oh,
different.
this is a different blend.
Yes,
The blend
this is a
is
different blend.
So maybe the first one was Canadian.
I was
It
going
could
to
have
say
been,
that
yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
Now that-
I thought they were both the same
No,
blend.
no.
I
They are
do
different
remember
blends.
now that you brought that up. I do remember being like, "This is
It's
awfully
sweet, yeah.
and it has a bit of a rye thing going on." And
So no, these are different blends. So that could be part of it. I also looked it up. Sazerac does not offer any American single malts, but they do own John Paul, which is the Indian single
Oh,
malt
the
company.
Indian
John
single,
Paul's pretty
okay.
good stuff, actually. It's interesting because Sazerac is really big about the recipes, as is Buffalo Trace. You know
and
what I mean?
sticking to it.
Yeah. So I just wonder what they're blending. They're blending stuff they already make, for sure. I just wonder what it is.
Right. Unfortunately, they won't tell us.
No. But for the price, I don't know if we talked about it, but
Yeah.
the sticker on the bottle says $34.99.
Yeah, $35. This is a heck of a
Really
bottle.
a hell of a bottle. I mean, if you like, not to put it in the same vein, but it's kind of similar. But if you like Old Tub because it's cheap and it's good and it packs a punch, like a wallop, you know what I mean? This is better, quality, you know what I mean? And pretty much the same price. I mean, hell, this might even be cheaper than a lot of $35. It's
Yeah.
cheaper than a lot of things.
And that
really
came from
is.
Tipsy.
I mean, that
Yeah.
is the equivalent to like a $25 bottle back in the
Now
day.
that is cheaper than MSRP.
Really?
MSRP is $39.99, but still.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Well, under $40, that's a solid deal.
Under $40 for a foolproof. I mean, what, you're from Sazerac, you're looking at benchmark?
I mean, under $40 for a foolproof anything is kind of like probably going to be good. This is from Sazerac. Yeah, it's good. And it's got it's a celebrity endorsed bottle, which normally would be like expensive.
Yeah,
Just the
celebrity
name
endorsement
alone, you're
usually
80
has
plus.
extra.
Yeah,
I'm curious, do you have any more of your travelers or did you finish it all?
couldn't tell you. You'd have to go out there and look. I have no idea. I could too many bottles to sift through out there. I don't know. Oh, damn, Steve. For people listening,
I just filled this, and
he
apparently
he filled a Zippo and had a pyrotechnic.
almost nabbed my fingers.
Yeah, that the whole microphone.
Did you
almost went
fill
up.
the outside of it too? Because
No, I just
the cap
leaked
is
out a little
okay.
bit. Yeah,
Okay.
the cap's filling up too.
Just splooged down a little bit.
It's just when you fill these Zippos,
It doesn't take much.
yeah, it's
A
getting
dab will
little
do you.
I'll tell you that.
I mean, it's gonna be hot. Put that in your pocket when you're done. Look at that go, man. Look at that flame.
that would light a cigar pretty good.
Yeah, it lit that pipe pretty good. Yeah. Well,
She's burning hot.
yeah, she's going now.
So now that you bring up an interesting point, this is not the same as like the original Travelers. So
Right.
this is something different. So, which is fascinating to me in the sense that most people probably look at Travelers that tried it and went, I don't know. I don't know if a foolproof would be better. We had hopes that maybe it would, but do I want to spend the money on it? I don't know. We now have maybe the second celebrity owned or celebrity endorsed offering that the bottlings it may change within the bottlings because Gypsy did the same. They had the Explorer, right? The
Yep,
Explorer that
Explorer's
was
the one that
something
we had,
different.
yep.
Yeah. Whereas now we got Travelers where it's like, okay, maybe it might not be the same thing every time, but it will be something plus. Possibly something
Now-
plus every time.
Now I will say this is not batched, so Traveler Foolproof will always be this
Blend.
thing, this blend.
Okay.
And regular Traveler
Will always be that
the
one.
40 is what it's called. That one will just be that
I
blend.
wondered
They're
what
not
the
coming out
40
different
was.
editions.
Yeah,
every time,
and so they'll come out with new new bottles that'll have a different thing to it.
So this is blend number 40 as well. So this is not the same, or they consider the original blend number 40.
The original is blend number 40,
And this is just their foolproof.
yeah.
Okay.
So they kept blend number 40 on there though. Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And I guess I'm maybe using the story to come up with this answer, because the story is that they sent him 5 or 6 different blends at foolproof, and him and his band sat together and unanimously decided this is the blend that they like. To me, that would mean that it is a different blend than the original was.
Because the original, well, I mean, they would just have to up the proof
Yeah,
on the
they would
original,
just-
but why would they send him multiple blends?
Exactly, yeah.
If
Now,
it's
that
the
might have been
exact same.
one of the blends
Yeah.
that they sent him. But
So it may or may not be the same blend.
yeah,
Okay.
mhm.
It just makes sense for it to be the same blend.
It does make sense to be the same blend. And again, that could
Especially
be
with
story.
the same name, you know.
Yeah. But we're getting different flavors out of this. So
Very different.
And I got to
flavors,
think
yeah.
that proof isn't the only thing doing that.
Because I very
Well, we
much
also have
remember.
to try it side by
Yeah.
side.
Do you want me to see if you have it out there?
You can look if people want to hold on. You can look. I don't know.
I also pulled up a little bit about Sun Bear while he's looking that up. Yeah, just because I wanted to see. I'm playing around with the whole AI thing, so I wanted to play around and just see what kind of stuff I could get. Just because for another peek behind the curtain, we don't plan the tobacco at all on these episodes, and so we come in. Chris doesn't even know usually what we're drinking today, so he'll pick out a tobacco based on kind of a rough idea of what we think it might taste like if we've never had it before, or if we do know what it tastes like, then using that information. So I can never do any kind of research on the tobacco end.
It's not out there.
Maybe you finished it. This would have been, so for our listeners, this would have been, oh gosh, we got this third year of the club, this bottle.
Not this one.
Not
but
this bottle.
But Travelers.
The original
Travelers.
Oh,
When
yeah.
it came out.
This just came out.
When it was the big thing, when Travelers first came out, it was a big thing. We got our hands on it.
So we got it when it first came out. Tipsy held back a case,
Yep.
maybe a case plus for us of Travelers. And I mean, it was immediately when it got dropped, he sent me a text about it. So
It was well anticipated. I thought it was okay. I wasn't a huge fan
I remember thinking the same thing.
of the 90 proof, the regular Travelers. And I didn't do any research on it or didn't look anything up about it. I knew it was Chris Stapleton's bottle. And I kind of figured this is a gimmick to get people to buy bottles.
You always got to go into the celebrity bottles with a bit like half
A bit
closed.
of caution. Yeah.
which is interesting because the first one, I think we all came away from the first offering thinking this is a gimmick.
Yeah.
Like this is Sazerac's gimmick. It's for what
But it's
it
a
is.
good gimmick.
Yeah, for what it is,
was
it's
for-
good.
I mean, it was cheap and good.
Right.
Like, so
to be a celebrity endorsed bottle, like it's cheap and good.
There's way
And-
worse, better bottles out there for
Yep.
celebrities than that one.
And then they came out with this one, and I tried it. I was like, oh, Chris and Steve have to try this guy. Like this is, I don't even know that we can compare this to the original because it's so drastically different. Like every single part of it, from flavor to nose to even the proof point of drinking it, you feel that in there without it being overwhelming. It's there. Whereas the original Travelers was so underwhelming. It was like, oh great, what can I mix with this to make it okay?
yeah.
Like what can I
do
throw this
remember
into?
it was good on its own, but I do remember thinking this is really for a cocktail.
Right.
Yeah, it's a mixer.
Like it was very
yeah.
underwhelming by
Which,
itself.
I mean, price wise, I think it was like what, 25?
yeah, it
or
was next to
something like
nothing.
that?
Yeah.
So that's a perfectly reasonable
Right.
bottle to mix.
Right.
It was like a hair cheaper than like Jim Beam White.
While you were out there, I was looking up stuff about Sun Bear, the tobacco we're smoking. So it's a Virginia. So it's bright and red Virginias with some Oriental, including varieties from Basma and Izmir. I don't know if that
Basma.
Basma?
Yeah, those
Oh, okay.
are Orientals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Izmir. And those are from specific times. They're aged heirloom varietals. That's what makes that Sun Bear so amazing.
Yeah, they're heirloom and then the honey on top
And
of it.
the honey.
So
And there's a bit of tequila in there, elderflower tequila.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yep. Finished with the light misting of silver tequila and elderflower.
So you didn't even have to look it up. I already knew it.
You just knew
I
it,
just
yeah.
had to say it.
This one you know quite a bit about.
Do you know where the Bright
'Cause
Virginia
it's
is
pretty
sourced
good.
from?
Does it say on the tin there? Yeah.
I never expected this.
No, I don't think
I'm gonna say Virginia.
No, Bright Virginia, sourced from Canada.
Oh
Canada. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense.
What do you mean it makes sense? Isn't
where that's
Virginia
the
from
first-
Virginia?
No. Virginia's a type.
Oh.
That thing gets mixed up the same way that trying to think of another instance where that gets mixed up. Copenhagen.
Yeah, Copenhagen's not
although
made
that's
just
more,
in
more of a
Copenhagen.
brand,
Yeah.
but still, you get what I'm saying. So Virginia tobacco is a type of tobacco, not just a
Right.
place where it's made.
I've never seen that before.
And look, when they use those components up, that kind of stuff, when they do that, what makes that small batch and so specialty is when it's gone, it's gone. And a lot of times they'll use it up. And they won't even do a small batch till they get enough of, to make
Is that released every year?
They do different iterations.
Okay.
But this is the original that they ever did.
Okay.
So that's what makes it and this was one of 8,000 tins that they made. That's
Okay.
all they made for the whole world.
What I was just looking up says they make about 10 to 20,000 batches, and that come out during the summertime. But I didn't know if it was every summer or if it's
Gotten a lot more popular since then. And I don't even know if Jeremy Reeves, the master blender, cool guy, the honey that's used comes from his bees.
His
backyard. Yeah. So it's not like he's got a ton.
Yeah.
So it's just interesting
It
that
is.
the little hand touched quality of certain blends.
Right.
Sometimes you'll get I love Cornell and Dale so much, but there are times that they'll come out with a small batch. I'm like, that's not really for me or special sounding to me, but sometimes it's collectible to be collectible. But a lot of times you just got to keep your eye on it because sometimes they do come out with a small batch. It's like, that is never going to be made again. It's never been made before. This is going to be amazing, And then to get it and cellar it, because I got a ton of that Sun Bear sitting right there. There's at least six cans there unopened.
Yep.
And I'm just going to let that stuff sit and see what time does, which is exciting. That's part of the pipe smoking thing that makes it so fun.
Yeah.
It's the aging, and it does definitely change with age.
Yeah. The unfortunate part of it for me is that it requires you to have a pretty good palate memory, because I can't save that open Sun Bear for another 2 years and try it against an unopened cellar.
Oh, I get you.
It's not gonna. I can't try them side by
because
side.
it's gonna keep aging.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and now air's been introduced, so it's gonna be different. But there's no real way to test that unless you do 2 batches 2 years apart and open them at the same time, or something like that.
That's a good topic to bring up on the next one. Talking about palate and memory of tobacco and stuff. Because that is something that some of these master blenders can do. And it's amazing. Like even, they'll be like, well, 20 years ago, 30 years ago when I was a kid, I tried this and then they quit making it. And I replicated it based on that memory, and then a lot of people would try it and be like, yeah, that was, that was it, which that's amazing,
It is.
And a lot of people get to try it for the first time and they'll have an opinion on it one way or the other, but then nostalgia kicks in too. So something that we can talk about on the next one as well. But yeah, I think to say it's pairing well with this, I don't know. I think it's pairing well with this because any tobacco would do well with this.
Yeah.
And this is a really good tobacco.
Yeah.
So I'm enjoying the tobacco. I'm enjoying the drink, enjoying them together. I don't know if I made the pair of all pairs, but I just think it's going well together. But I also think it wouldn't be hard to pair good tobacco with this.
Yeah.
I think, I think Carter Hall would have gone good with this, know. I think any burley blend would go good with this. Yeah. I don't know about English blends.
Yeah. I was drinking before I started smoking. And so I tried it kind of both ways. And I would say that the tobacco actually made the drink a little bit sweeter.
I was wondering.
And it might be because of the honey on it or something, or the tequila or the elderflower. It does not get more floral. But it does maybe get a little bit sweeter after I start smoking.
I was wondering if it would make it sweeter, but based off the smell, like it definitely feels like it would sweeten that up a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know that it'll round out anything, just make it sweeter.
Yeah, just a little bit sweeter. It is, like you guys have said, it's punching above its weight. It's a little rough around the edges, but that's a good thing. but very unexpected from Sazerac. And so Sazerac,
do you think that has a lot to do with Stapleton being involved? That it kind of goes outside the mold that you would expect?
Yeah, I think having him as a person that is testing these and picking out a favorite, and he was already a high proof drinker, then to me it kind of makes sense that he would go for something a little bit more punchy.
Because even Weller Foolproof, even Benchmark Foolproof, doesn't have this same kind of punch. Even 1792 Foolproof doesn't have this same kind of punch. They're all kind of even keel, well-rounded, what you would consider an everyday drinker, no thinker. Even at that proof point, it's still easygoing. Like maybe I increased the proof a little bit, but it's not going to create this moment where you're like, whoa, like this has got some girth to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this is outside that mold for Sazerac. Like if they can keep doing stuff like this, I might be on board with Sazerac.
Even more so, yeah.
I mean, like this is not normal for
Well,
them.
we've talked about a proofed up version of Saz Rye.
They do one now.
Do they?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'd be interested in trying
Yeah.
that.
know
So
that.
they have Sazerac 100 proof, and then they have Sazerac full proof, I believe.
So I'm in the minority in this room in that I like Sazerac Rye.
I do too. I
Oh, you do?
always like
Okay.
it. Yeah. I know I'm a fan. I just want to try it at a higher proof
It's
point.
pretty. It's pretty
a
weak.
Very
it's pretty
easy.
It's very.
That's why we call it baby Saz.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? It's a very easy going rye, but it's not bad for all that.
Yeah.
I just wanted to try a beefed up version.
So they've got the straight rye 90 proof, 100 proof, which is their bottom to bottom version. Then they have a full proof that they just came out with.
Did we try the bottle and bod version?
I haven't tried either one
don't think
outside
we
of.
have.
Oh well, I don't know if I've tried either one. I feel like Brendan might have brought one over, and I don't remember if it was the 100 proof or if it was the full proof. But it was Sazerac Rye Plus. Like it brought about a sense of this could compete with other basic ryes.
More serious.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like we might be wearing black ties to this event, kind of thing. Yeah. We're not yet to like the 3-piece suit yet, but maybe a black tie. Yeah. We're not at the tuxedo just yet. And that's wonder like this is like we can hold our own.
So music wise, I'm a huge Chris Stapleton fan, and I've been to a couple of his concerts. So I've seen him live a couple of times. The first time I saw him live, I decided I never have to see him live again. I just no, it's exactly like it sounds on his records. He is there is no like backstage workings on like an album of his. His voice on an album is the same as it is on person, which is incredible.
True talent.
It's very good. But he also doesn't go off book very often. So he doesn't change the song at all very much. And his band also doesn't change things a lot. So there's not a lot of going off script when you see him live either. Right. So it makes it so that if you like Chris Stapleton's albums, you really like him live. But if you're looking for a concert experience, it's not necessarily there as much. At least the couple of times that I've seen him. I saw him down at Riverbend down in Cincinnati, which is a pretty cool venue to see somebody like at his level and that type of music is a really good spot to go to. But are you guys concert goers at all?
Yeah, I've been to a few. Actually, a concert that made me think of that when you said that was, so I saw Michael Bublé back in 2012, maybe. And he was so good live. It was the same. It was like listening to his music on CD. But what made it fun is he's got a really big, I don't know what you'd call it, a production, but like the way he does the concert, there's a lot of talking in between songs, a lot of joke telling. He has he'll bring other acts up and do things. He'll poke fun at people. He'll poke fun at himself, and the man dances like in a way that like
jig dances like ballroom dancing.
Like the one dude from the Rat Pack would dance. You know what I mean? What's his name?
Frank or Dean?
Not
or,
Dean.
Sammy
Sammy
Davis?
Yeah, Sammy Davis Jr. he would kind of dance a little bit, but it's kind of that blues dancing a little bit, where it's very stylish,
sway.
very kind of. And he'll get up there and like he'll like do slides and stuff. So like, not that I ever thought I would like that kind of stuff, but like when you're singing like Frank Sinatra, but you're moving like Gene Kelly, you know what I mean? A little bit. It's kind of like, that is cool. So it was more of like, it was just as much about the music as it was about the actual, like what he was doing and what he was saying in between the songs. That made it kind of cool.
Yeah.
So, and that's one of the bigger, it's probably, as far as concerts go, that's probably my favorite one I've been to. And I've been to other ones as well. I've been to some that I went to a Ludacris concert one time. That was an interesting thing. Luda, you know what I mean? Not my type of music, and it was a very interesting environment for me. But it was an experience. You know what I mean? So I don't go to concerts. Like some people just love concerts, but I think depending on the concert, you know. And again, I don't think I just want to sit there and listen. There might need to be a little bit more. Maybe I do need to be entertained a little bit. And I love Broadway. I love opera. But there's more going on than just the singing. Right. So maybe that's. I thought that Andre Bocelli concert was good too. Yeah, and he was.
The one you went with Bob. Yeah,
that was a good concert.
That was around the Olympics, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, it was right around the time that he did the Olympics. He flew into. Actually, he flew out after the concert. He flew out to go to the Olympics. Like,
that's what it was. Yeah. Okay, yeah,
that was good.
This may sound weird. I'm not a concert person.
That doesn't sound weird at all. That fits exactly.
That actually sounds. I can see that.
But might be the weird part. I love live music.
Like in the back, or the venue, like in the background or something.
Or do you mean like you listen to live albums?
No, I appreciate live music at like venues or like small, like fireside kind of deal, like a small venue
where it's not the focus, but it's in the background.
They're the focus. They're the focus, but the entertainment is not the focus. Yeah, it's
like a
just
coffee shop.
Yes, yeah. Like I enjoy like good live music like that. I don't get into or enjoy the concerts for what Chris enjoys, the entertainment, I guess. Yeah. Like Mary does too. Like she loves that like everything was done up right. Like we went to Coldplay. They had all these lights and show all this different. I just play your music. Like I'd rather get to know you and like sit down in front of you and have you
just don't get that with the big ones. And if you do, it feels like you didn't get your money's worth, in my opinion.
But that's the thing. Like you talk about the Rat Pack, and I think of this sounds weird maybe. I think of like the old bars that might have been ran by the mob that were the Rat Pack were involved in, and just they were on a stage and did their stuff. You know,
those guys were playing. Those are the crowds that they were playing to. Yeah. Didn't matter how big they were. They still played to the 20, 30, 40 people in a restaurant hall.
And that's what I enjoy.
And like they never played to the crowds like those guys are doing now. They never did it.
I guess I don't. I also would rather sit down to listen or watch someone live with a glass, either a cocktail or a glass of whiskey at a table and enjoy it than sitting in the stands.
Well, I don't like that.
You know, like
sitting in the stands.
I'd rather just sit down at a table and you guys smoke your pipes while we're listening to some jazz concert.
Yeah,
like
I don't like the crowd.
I enjoy.
Yeah.
I thought that I would hate live music for a long time. And I still not my favorite thing. The environment matters a lot. And so like here just a few weeks ago was Buckeye Country Fest, and it was at the Shoe. Yep. And the lineup was like amazing for me. There's all of these kind of B tier that are really big but not on radio. So like Red Clay Strays, Tyler Childers, Lake Huron, all of these guys that are all
those guys are good.
They're really good, but they're not like necessarily popular, which means that everyone that's there knows these people. And like it just sounded like this was going to be a really cool concert. I have no interest in going to it because it's at the Shoe.
Because the crowd. Yeah.
So like that's a weird place for a festival concert like that. It's like the space matters. Back in 21 when I went out to Iowa for Hinterland is what it was called. That was the first time I saw Tyler Childers live, and I saw a bunch of other people that I still follow today because of it that I had never heard of before because I was kind of new to that kind of music at the time. So Marcus King was out there, not Luke Combs. Luke
Brian?
Brian. Not Luke, Brian.
Lord Brian?
Luke Brian?
Lord Brian?
Not Luke Brian. Not Luke Brian.
Lord Byron.
Lord Byron. Yeah. It'll come to me in a little bit.
Shakespeare.
There's all these guys, and it was just like I was sitting in the grass. There was one tree in this entire thing, and it was blistering hot. So everyone is trying to crowd under this tree to get just the littlest bit of shade. And so like it doesn't sound good when you talk about it later on. Like the porta potties were all way too full. Like,
Of poop?
Of poop.
Oh,
so like
Feces.
we say people for a minute.
We were camping.
Well, I mean, at one point it was full of people.
There was a camping involved also. So we were back in the middle of the woods camping with it. So like it kind of sucks, but that's what makes it so cool. And
Looking
it's a lot
back,
of fun.
Yeah.
And like everyone around you is experiencing the same kind of suckiness. And so we all are kind of okay.
We
with
kind
it.
of sharing it.
Yeah. And so it works out. So that's the only festival I've ever gone to. Okay. I'd like to go to more because it was a lot of fun.
Would be cool, yeah.
Since then, I've hit more concerts. So when you're out of Hinterland, Zach Bryan is the guy that I saw.
Oh, Zach Bryan.
Zach Bryan.
That's one you couldn't think of?
Yeah, that was the one I can think of. There's so
He's a big
many
deal now.
popular names, but yeah, he's very popular now, and he was well known on YouTube at that point because that's how he got started. Okay. He was just a Navy kid that just like played his guitar into the camera, and that's how he got going. So he had his first album out, and that was it. And so he was pretty not well known. He wasn't even supposed to be there. Tanya Tucker dropped out.
Oh, Tanya Tucker.
And so she dropped out.
Tanya or Tanya?
Tanya. It's Tanya Tucker. But
I think we always call her Tanya.
she's an old school like 80s country singer. So she had dropped out, and so he stepped into her place. So we saw him like super early on in his career, and it was a really good live. But if you get a chance to go to a concert, Mumford & Sons.
Oh, Mumford. Yeah.
Mumford & Sons puts on an amazing show.
They have great music.
They have great
the
music.
Energy, yeah.
The energy is nice, and they've changed throughout time. So like they started out a little bit more folksy and stuff. There was no drum, no anything, and then they switched and they went and they added the drum set in, and they have a little bit more of a rock feel to them. Now they're back to without that. So when they're at their shows, they have to accommodate both of those styles of music. So how they did that, we were at the Shot here in town, down in Columbus. They had the main stage up there, and they had all of that, and it was, really big and cool, and they did a good job. They'd tell a lot of stories in between shows, in between songs, but they had a secondary stage, and it was over by us, and we didn't know that existed. And it was where they went to play their just acoustic, older school stuff. So they moved from there and just ran through the crowds, set up over there, and switched venues and kind of changed the entire vibe of the concert and did that. And then they were up and running through the stands and stuff, and were going up into the nosebleeds and everything. So, all these people that got to, bought the cheap tickets still got a chance to kind of see these guys and do stuff with them. So it was a really good show. I really, really recommend going to see them if you get a chance.
See, I like their original drums.
sound.
Yeah.
I like it both, but I like the original better.
Yeah, the original stuff I like a lot. That's how I got to know.
But you
them.
never know what they're gonna play because I saw Iron and Wine. You ever heard of Iron and Wine? I love that band. It's one of my favorite bands. Actually, I saw them at the Kimba, which if you've not gone over there, this was a few years ago, but it was very small venue. It was very nice. I actually really enjoyed it, and they were all older people. And they played a lot of songs. They played one or two that I really wanted to hear. But there was a few that they really didn't play that to me were like my biggest songs from them and probably were their biggest songs. They just did not play them. And he played a lot of other songs that I was like, out of all the songs you make, these are not my favorite. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, do I regret going to the concert? No. But like, was it my favorite because he played songs that I didn't particularly care for? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I still like the band, but you just never know what you're going to get. It's not like he's going to play the songs that I choose, Yeah, exactly. They have a lot of songs. They just can only play so many.
Right. And timing matters with some of that stuff. So, like, Tyler Childers, when I saw him back then in 21, he got big during COVID. So he became well-known during COVID, which means he never got a chance to play live very much. So because
So is
it
it
was
all
during
like TikTok? Like,
well, it was he released an
Facebook,
album,
yeah.
you know, all that kind of stuff. So that show that we saw him at was probably his biggest show, like his largest crowd
To
that
date
he had played
at that
to.
time. Yeah.
And he also got sober during that time. So now he's playing for the first time against a really big crowd without his crutch.
So he got
everything else.
sober as a beginning art, like as a blooming artist. That's kind of different.
No, he was
Now
he-
that you're big, are
well-
you going to give up the drugs?
Right. Well, that's the thing. He had been around for a while, but he got big during COVID. So, like, he had been around for a long time. So a lot of people knew him as a bit more raunchy, as a bit like his songs had a little bit more of like a sexual undertone, a little bit more of the drugs and alcohol kind of stuff. His last album was like a Christian album. So like he made the switch throughout all of that. And then he released like his Christian album. He released an instrumental album later on, and then his newest one that just came out is all over the place. But yeah, so like when we saw him there, was not very impressed.
yeah.
Like I could tell he wasn't really into it. He didn't really know how he could do it.
He's going, bring back the drugs.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Listen, when I have a pretty controversial opinion about famous people getting sober. They tend to get worse.
Yeah, that's usually when they die.
Yeah.
It's like the drugs were holding them together.
It just
then-
is.
Yeah.
And
It's unfortunate.
I'm happy for you. I think that was a right choice, but save back write some songs beforehand and don't release them. So
Pre-sober me.
Yeah.
I came up
Yeah.
with this. Yeah.
So, but now he has a couple of songs that have become his big songs for live music.
Okay.
And he has this really awesome kind of improv opening to it every time. So that you'll see on TikTok and stuff all the time of people like, so he's gotten more comfortable now and he's kind of figured himself out. So I'd like to see him again because of that. Cause I'd like,
Give him another
I think I
try.
got a bad experience of his live performance.
Do you think he's stayed off drugs and stuff?
He has, yeah. Hmm. And so as far as I know anyway, and so as far as I know, he's still sober. And I don't know how much of it was drugs versus just booze.
Booze. Yeah.
And so
Booze
I
can
don't
be
know,
a-
what, I mean, I'm sure he did other drugs, but I don't know how much of that was the problem for him, you know.
It's like depending on the type of drugs. I mean, look at Willie Nelson. That guy smokes marijuana for
Pot's been keeping him alive for a lot of years.
He's been keeping him alive,
So-
dude.
Although he doesn't smoke anymore.
Pot?
Really?
Yeah.
He does the drink, apparently.
He does the Willie Nelson
does
drink,
He
yeah.
does drinks. He does gummies,
Whether that's
edibles,
true or not. Yeah. but-
whatever else. He doesn't smoke it anymore, you know, because his lungs are pretty rough. Which, if you see him play anything now, you can tell he can't hold a note at all anymore. He doesn't have the breath.
Well,
ability
the thing
anymore.
about it, this is a guy who was writing songs for Patsy Cline and singing on live TV when it was black and white.
Yeah.
And we're talking
With
about this guy still.
clear-shaved-
Yeah. Yeah, he was clear shaved. But just think about how much that dude's been through in his career to where we are now. It's amazing. What's interesting, if you've ever listened to his son,
They sound pretty
they
similar.
sound very similar. And he actually is a very good guitar player. Like he's a good singer, but man, that guy can play guitar. Yeah. Holy cow. But Traveler, foolproof, back to the bottle.
This is going to be another way off topic question, but it kind of goes with this. Speaking of your tobacco. So the audience may not know. We sit here for like an hour long and talk. How full do you guys fill your pipes?
I feel it too full.
Okay.
I end up I should be packing half a bowl.
I always have about a half left.
Yeah, and so because I don't, I pack a full bowl, and but because I end up wasting a lot, I end up dumping a lot of tobacco. So I need to go back and
Is it
go
worth
down a
going
little
down
bit?
though? I mean, because
It does change it.
Okay,
I
so-
will say this, and I don't think a lot of people would agree with me, but I've also been doing this for over 20 years. So I think I know a little
You got
bit.
some
yeah, some experience.
Yeah.
I will say that there are times where you will smoke all the way down to the bottom, depending on the type of tobacco. It's very few and seldom. And I think what you need to do is realize that there's a good fourth of your bowl that serves as a sponge and a filter, and it's not meant to be smoked. And it will always taste like junk. Like for the most part, it's going to taste like crap. It's not meant to be smoked, and you should be knocking that out. But if you're trying to, and a lot of people get frustrated because they try to smoke all the way to the bottom, which you really shouldn't do anyway. Because I know they say to break in a pipe, you need to get the bottom charred, the heel. But honestly, that's what causes cracking. And I've never been one to try to break my pipe in with smoking to the bottom every time. And asked me how many times I've burnt through a pipe. Never. And I know guys that just started smoking that burn through pipes, So I think that there's something to be said for trying to keep the bottom where the closest to the air chamber cool and dry if you can, but untouched, unsmoked. That's my opinion.
I usually do leave some at the bottom and do it. Here, I think I do too much here just because of timing.
Usually get to like halfway. Yeah, because we're talking.
And so I should pack less, but I do agree that I very, very rarely smoke all the way to the bottom.
But if you look at my pipes, Nick.
But you don't keep stuff in there, right? Oh, you do?
I just haven't cleaned it out.
Okay.
But that's half a bowl there. And actually, that's
Is that like a normal day?
That's right where it starts getting going good, and then,
let me ask, is that from a podcast or is that a normal day?
Either one.
Okay.
Sometimes if I have the time, I'll sit and smoke the whole thing. What I like about a pipe is I can pick it back up and smoke it again. You know what I mean?
You're just lighting it from there?
Yeah, lighting it from there. Right. But the problem is
if you do it within a day or two.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait like forever and do that. The problem is I never get back to it in time. And then I'm usually on to something else. And I also have a really hard time packing up half a bowl because I always pack a full bowl. Yeah. And I pack pretty well, I would, if I do say so myself. I never have problems, but trying to pack a half bowl is like changing the method of packing. And I think I'd probably suffer. My smoking experience would suffer. So is that even worth the waste of the potential waste of the extra tobacco? In my opinion, no. Yeah. I'd rather just load a bowl up and smoke what I smoke, and whatever goes in the trash goes in the trash. Yeah. I mean, I don't need to smoke the whole thing to get the experience of smoking it. Whether I smoke, it's like a cigar. I want to smoke a certain amount, but at the end of the day, if I have to throw some out, did it ruin my experience? No. You get what I'm saying? Actually, I might ruin my experience if I'm trying to smoke too much of it and I end up smoking too hot and I burn myself. Yeah. So for me, it's about the experience, not about the amount that I ingest, So I just always smoke. I just pack a full bowl and I smoke what I smoke. And you never know when you're going to come back to it. Right. You might come back to it later.
Yeah, for me, because I'm bringing my pipe, I have to knock it out. So I can't save it for the next day. When I'm at home, I will do that. I will leave a bowl for overnight or something. Yeah. It doesn't happen very often. I usually don't smoke unless I have time for a full bowl. But if something were to happen or something like that, now we have a puppy. So now like random little things can happen. Yeah. And so now now I might need to put down a pipe, but it doesn't happen very often. But I only smoke maybe once, maybe twice a week at home. And so, yeah.
And if it was like back in the day when we could just smoke wherever we wanted because like life was normal. If you ever watch Ben Crosby, like he would literally take a pipe out, puff it, light it and puff it a few times, get to talking and put it away, and then pull it back out and light it and puff it a few times. That's how those guys smoked back then. It was throughout the day. And you might load your bowl up early on in the morning, and then you might not have to load it up again for a while, if at all. Because they just smoke it throughout the day.
I don't think I've ever talked about that. There was a guy that I worked with. It was down in Cincinnati, and he was an older gentleman, and he smoked a pipe during a smoke break, which he was the only person I've ever met that smoked a pipe at work. Yeah. Now, his job it wasn't like he had like a 15-minute smoke break or something. He could go out for a little bit. He could do things and all that. More of a salary worker kind of guy. But he would leave his pipe packed and put it in its case and then go out and smoke for 15 minutes or whatever and hang out with the smokers and then put it back in the pack and then go back out. So he never reloaded his pipe during that time. The pipe was already loaded.
He was just working his way through it.
He was just working his way through it the whole time.
I've seen guys put corks in. They make corks. They make some pipes with hats. Mm-hmm. The big thing is wind caps. You'll see a lot of guys use wind caps. Just to keep the ash in there if you put it in your pocket. Yeah. I think when I get older and I really don't care anymore and I can do whatever I want because I really don't care anymore, I will just start putting it in my front pocket because I wear a lot of shirts with pockets. Yep. And it's probably just going to go there. And if I pull it out and smoke it, either nobody's going to say anything because I'm the old guy and it's a pipe and who cares? Yeah. Or they'll say something and I'll probably just look them straight in the eye and fart. And then they'll be like, oh, this guy's He's senile.
So which do you put down first? Do you put the stem down, or do you put the?
Well, you'd put the bulb first because you don't. Yeah, it's for the weight and everything. But I would probably put a wind cap just because it might be ash might kind of get nasty. That's my thing. I probably would put a cap on.
I don't know anybody that has ever been mad at me for smoking my pipe.
I never have either.
I get upset every time.
I will. Yours and you're fuming.
Oh, so bad.
And I've smoked it in restaurants, like on patios and restaurants.
I've smoked in patios. I've walked around neighborhoods, and when I walk around a neighborhood smoking my pipe, I get more comments and just chats with people than any time else. Never negative. It's usually something like, "Wow, that smells like my grandpa." It's usually something like that. Yeah. And then we'll talk for a few minutes or whatever with a stranger.
Especially if you smoke an aromatic.
Yeah, especially if it's an aromatic. But yeah, I have never had anybody get upset with me for smoking a pipe.
But if you pulled a cigarette out, they probably would. Or a cigar for sure.
Yeah, or at least judge you. Yeah. I think that if I was walking around the neighborhood smoking a cigarette, I think people would judge me a little bit. Like there's a judgment around that. Sure. Yeah. Whereas this, I'm distinguished. So like this... They're not going to judge me for smoking a pipe and going for a walk, but they would for a cigarette. Cigar, they might be mad because of the smell. Downtown Delaware has a cigar shop, and there are guys sitting outside on that patio smoking cigars, occasionally pipes, but usually cigars, all day, every day. And the town, nobody has ever called for their abolishment, even though they got that right down there. And like the whole downtown smells like cigars because of it.
So I think cigars smell good.
It's not a bad.
Some people just don't like them. I think they're stinky, but I think they smell good.
Can we make a pact right now? Then when we all retire, we just meet up at cigar shops. You guys can smoke. We'll drink all day long. Just sit there and.
I make a pact to do that next Tuesday.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Why until we retire? Why would we wait until we're old? Let's just do it now. Man, I want to go there and play Chinese checkers, dude.
Right.
It just sounds wonderful. Just a
when
day.
I'm old, I will spend a lot of time at a cigar shop or something like that. I already do go there a lot, like to work or whatever. Like if you work a remote job, it's a great place to go. Or like I go there to work on podcast stuff or whatever else.
Yeah,
it's a good place to go and work and be out of the house.
To go there and just watch TV and smoke.
Some people go to Panera. I go to a cigar shop. So yeah,
I go there and read a book.
Oh yeah. All the time. There's spaces for those cigar shops are made to lounge.
Especially when the weather's in inclement weather.
Speaking of cigar shops, years ago, it was 2 years ago now, we went to Luke Bryant's cigar shop down in 38.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason I bring this up is...
Shore thing?
Yeah, Shore something, yeah.
Shore thing.
The reason I bring this up, I feel like... I don't know that Luke Bryant has his own whiskey, but I feel like Travelers, just by the smell alone, I feel like it does lend itself to pipes and cigars. It's a balanced enough. There's a hint of sweetness, but not overpowering. Where if you smoke something sweet, it might go with it. But it also holds its own with whatever you're smoking.
I think whiskey in general does that.
Yeah, I think so too. I think more cigars than pipes. Okay. I think pipes require I can smoke a cigar with pretty much any glass of whiskey, and it would probably be a good pairing. But pipes require a little bit more nuance. So there are better versions than others, which there probably is for cigars too. And I just don't know that much about cigars, but not that much though.
So I've always said this about pipes and cigars, and I love cigars. And there are variations with cigars. Nick, you've heard me talk about this. There is variations with cigars, but the amount of variation is not anywhere close to pipe tobacco. Yeah. Just not. The type of leaf that's going in and the blends, the types of leaf that are blended together. At the end of the day, yeah, you have Maduro wrappers and you have sun-grown and you have Habano and you have all these different Connecticut's and you have different wrappers and stuff and different fillers and binders. But at the end of the day, it's all cigar leaf, okay? And with tobacco, it's like, it's not actually all Virginia, tobacco. Right. Whereas cigar leaf is cigar leaf. There's some different kinds, but for the most part, it's not. With pipe tobacco, you have all these different types of tobacco leaf. And then you also have these different processes made with tobacco, like Perique, Latakia, Cavendish, things like that. You just don't get that with cigars. And then when you start doing the math on it and you think about the different possible blends and combinations you can do, the math it's astounding how many different types of ways you could smoke pipe tobacco that you could not do with cigar tobacco. At some point,
very quickly you would run out of different combinations. That's it. And then age is age. They both age and everything else. Then construction is a thing, you know. But with pipes, smoking different pipes, smoke different ways too. So I just think you get way more variation with pipe tobacco than you with cigars. And that goes to your point, Steve, how much harder it is to pair. But for the most part, cigars, pretty much like you said, pretty much anything, whiskey wise, and then brandy and things like that. I don't know anybody that really pairs vodka and smoking, or even
maybe
gins,
vodka and
even
cigarettes.
gins. You know what I mean? Gins and like tobacco. I'm sure there's pairings, but like not as. It's never going to be as good as a dark liquor.
All right. Well, let's travel on to the next one.
Okay.
Travel
on to the next.
Travel on to the next one.
To the next one.
It might be darker, but we'll see.
Might be darker.
Yes. Until next time.
Until next time. Thank you for listening to the podcast. If you want more great content and other perks, be sure to support the show by clicking the link in the show notes. We can be reached on our website, whiskeychaserspod.com, with any ideas for the show. Thanks again.